All right, this your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the aquas that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled Justice Will Be Served. Now, I got inspired to do this video because I was watching Apostle Arayamlab's video right here, and it's called We Are Slaves, but the Racket Shall End. And pretty much he was going into how we're all slaves under this banking system and everything like that. And we're pretty much slaves, period. Because when you're born, you know, you have a social security number, you have a birth certificate. When you get a job and everything like that, you got to sign papers. You got to sign papers with pretty much everything that you do within this life. OK, even when you get a house, you got to sign papers. And, you know, people act like, you know, their house that they bought, even if they paid it off, that it's theirs or whatever and everything like that. But ultimately, nothing belongs to you because you don't own any land. OK, and even if you did buy some land, you still don't own it, because at any time, at any point of the day, the 13 banking families, if they want to decide to take over that specific area, they'll make a way to do it. OK, so ultimately, you know, we can't live within this society. Nothing is ours, and we can't do anything that we want to do. All right. And plus, you know, this place goes completely against the commandments, statutes, and laws of the Most High, of Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai. So pretty much Apostle Arayamlab was getting into how, you know, the state is supposed to take care of, you know, the woman and the children if, you know, a couple decides to get a divorce and everything like that. Right. Because he was getting into how when you get married and everything, you know, you have to sign papers and everything because you're married under their law, you know, under their rules, under their system and everything like that. You know, your children, you and your wife, you know, you all belong to them. You can't do anything unless they know about it. And so since we are slaves under this system, you know, if it comes down to it, you know, if you all decide to get a divorce, the state is supposed to take care of, you know, the wife and the kids, so forth and so on, if that happens. But, you know, the state does things completely different. You see how they just let the woman go and let her be independent and everything like that. They pretty much, you know, the woman, she always wins as far as, you know, getting the custody of the child. And then she the one that gets the child support. And, you know, you have a little to a few cases where the man will win and he receives child support. But the majority of the time, it's the man that's always beaten down within this society. And pretty much, you know, he was getting into how, you know, they claim that they're a God-fearing country, but they don't do anything according to the scriptures. OK, so I'm going to let you hear what he had to say on this matter. It's only a few minutes so you can get a better understanding, because, of course, he said it better than the way that I'm saying it now. But I'm just going to lay him back by bringing out a few scriptures to tie in with what he said, because the apostle was getting in the spirit, man. And, you know, when brothers get in the spirit and everything like that, you know, that's a time where people really glue in to what's going on and to what's happening, you know, to what they're saying. Because you got to remember, these are not our words. This is the Most High. So when you see brothers get angry, or they get, you know, just straight up pissed, you know, they get irritated, aggravated, and so forth and so on. This is the Most High through them showing you that the Most High is not about this system. The Most High is not about this world, man. OK, and so when you see things like this, it instantly glues you into the screen. You just be like, man, this is true. This is real shit. You know, so unless you listen to the apostle, so you can see what I'm talking about, then we're going to grab a few scriptures. Turn the screen around for you. Let's get into it.
Let's go from there to Exodus 21. Now, this is for you punk, panty, simp-ass clowns out there. You're going to get emotional, like you always do. Just like you got emotional about the rape thing that the Bible speaks about. You are the westernized, panty-wearing simps of this society, especially you Israelite men. That's what I'm talking to. To hell with the rest of you clowns. You know, talking about you Israelite men, you so-called black men, so-called Latino men, so-called Native American Indian men. You got to be the biggest, especially here in America, you got to be the biggest simps on the planet. You punk, penny, simp-ass clowns. I'm going to tell you like it is. So Exodus 21:1. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what it is. You know, and I'm going to read the scripture to show you what it is. Contracts, beginning with the birth certificate, make us slaves to this devil. Means that they're the masters. Means that whenever you get a wife, whether it's on the books or not, you get a woman, whether you sign a birth certificate, get married or not, and have children with that woman, guess what? The state is supposed to take care of that woman and her child if the marriage doesn't work. Now, why is that? Because the state, which really goes to the bankers, they own everybody. They're the masters. You see? Right now. They're the slave owners. So they're the ones that's supposed to pay for that. But what do? They turn around and you're a slave anyway, but they turn around and make you pay what they're supposed to pay. So who's really the motherfucking deadbeat? Huh? Fucking assholes. Boy, I can't wait to get you Rothschild, all you devils, man. When the Lord give us that power, man, I pray I get some of you motherfuckers, man, because, boy, you have no idea or no clue. The scriptures say that thine heart shall meditate terror. You ain't seen terror meditated as you're going to see once the Lord gets us back into power. You're doing a lot of wicked shit, a lot of brainstorming and doing a lot of this stuff. You ain't seen terror meditated according to the Bible, as it's going to be when the kingdom of heaven is established. You're going to wish that you was never born. Fucking devils. Exodus 21:1. And you women, man, boy, you women are going to be put down so fucking low. You're going to be put back in your fucking place, man. You're going to be put back in your place. And you're going to feel like a piece of shit that you are. You're going to want to try to be humble, Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know. Why you're doing this to me? Because you're a piece of shit, that's why. And you're in bed with this devil. And you get off when you see a man down in the dumps eating out of a fucking garbage can. You get off on that. A lot of you women, you break up with your man or vice versa, whatever the case is, and you want to see the man eating out of a garbage can. That's how much hatred you have for this man. But here it is, you cracked your legs for that man. You let him go up in you. But now that shit didn't work out, now you want to see the worst for that man. You're a fucking piece of shit. You women out there, man, Lord. Whew. Anyways, Exodus 21:1. Salaki, but it has to be said. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. Remember, the scriptures are a contractual or a binding contract. It says, if thou buy an Hebrew servant, which we are Hebrews, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing, because he is a servant and he is working for you because he was in debt somehow, some way. And he needed to get out of that debt. That's why after the 6-year period that he worked for you, in the 7th year, you would let him go free and you would give him provisions so that he can start his own thing. And this is why he worked for you as a servant, right? It says, if he came in by himself, meaning just him, he didn't have any children with him, he didn't have any woman with him, he came in by himself. It says, if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. That's it. It says, if he were married, then his wife shall go out with him, right? If he came in to becoming a servant to the master, married to a woman already with children. If his master have given him a wife, and that's what happens here in the so-called United States. You get married before and the devil priest that gets up there, he said, by the power invested in me by the state of Michigan, not by the power invested in me from the Most High, by the state of such and such, by the state. Why do you think they say that? Because that is their God. That is in whom they trust. They don't trust in the Most High. They trust in the state. They trust in this God here of this world. That's why when a priest marries you, don't get married, you stupid bastards. Inside joke. But when the states marry you, the priest, who's supposed to be a man of God, a man of the cloth, you know, he said, by the power invested in me by the state of New York, or by the state of Connecticut, or by the state of New York, or New Jersey, so on and so forth. It's not by the power invested in by the Most High, because there's no ceremony where a priest will get up and join two people to get married. The scriptures speak about once a man lays down with a woman, if that woman ain't got no man, that becomes his wife. What do you think happened with Isaac and Rebekah? Now you had certain instances where you would have like a big feast, you know, a wedding feast, but you didn't have no priest going there and, you know, I'll join you in matrimony and this, that, and then by the power invested in me by the city of Bethlehem. You know, come on, man. They weren't doing nothing like that. Okay? So it says, if his master have given him a wife, which is the case here. We just read in the 14th Amendment that, or the 13th and the 14th Amendment, that involuntary servitude would not be tolerated here in so many words. But it didn't say nothing about, you know, voluntary servitude, you know? And that voluntary servitude is what? Is contractual. All right? Some leaf or something fell on my head. It says, if his master have given him a wife, which they do here, because everybody is under contract. Everyone here is a slave, beginning with the birth certificate. All right? If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, while he was under his master's roof, under his master's rule, the master gave him, you know, children, a wife, and with that wife he begot children, because that woman is a slave, just like the children are slaves, because they all belong to the master. Let's read that again, for you slow-minded, tight-ass, punk penny, simp-ass clowns out there. Is that if his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him his sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. So if the wife and the children are the masters, who do you think is going to pay for that wife and children? The master. Because the man was a slave. The master gave him a slave wife. They had slave children. And if he decides after the 6 years he wants to cut out and break out to start his own thing, the wife and the children stay with the master. And the master takes care of the wife and the children. Is this not a God-fearing country? And do you not say, in God we trust? You're supposed to establish your principles upon the Bible? Bunch of goddamn hypocrites. That's what you are. Got these women running these men ragged, man. With that racket. Fucking child support, alimony. What the fuck do the men get? They had to endure the same shit with that woman for however many years. How come that you never get alimony for men? How come men don't get child support in most cases? Every once in a while it happens. There's always an exception to the rules. But how come men as a whole don't get the same rights that women get? But then, you know, women talking about, oh, we're not equal. We want equal pay. We want to be equal with the man. So how come them transgender women are kicking your ass in your sports? So how come this society is so against the man? Because it's a woman's society. This is a queen of heaven worship. This is a Diana of Ephesus putting a woman up on a pedestal. And everything is out of course. We're going to read some more of that, but let's go real quick to Jeremiah.
So you just heard it. You know, I ain't expect to play it that long, but hey, that was the spirit, man. The spirit had allowed it to, you know, be played so you can actually hear everything that he had to say. So pretty much, let's just go ahead and get right into the scriptures, because we just heard him say a lot. And what he was saying was true, man. You know, the masters of this world, you know, it's Esau, the so-called white man. You know, he's the one that, you know, makes sure everything goes according to the way that he wants it to go. He want to make sure that the man stays beat down. And then our women, they tag team with him. They don't have anything to say. They be like, oh, okay, well, this is what, they're going to do for me and everything like that. And I can live independently. I can make my own money. And then I can see my husband or whoever I was with stay beat down, and I'm going to laugh about it. And this is why we always say, we keep saying it, Eve and Esau is the greatest tag team of all time. But these things are going to change. These things are going to change. So we're going to stay in the book of Isaiah, because I got a few scriptures, because Isaiah got a lot of heat in it, man. This is Isaiah 13:12, and it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even if a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So at the end of the day, when Jacob's trouble begins, you're going to see the elect men out here. They're going to be more precious than fine gold, man, because the elect men, first of all, they're going to be in these new bodies. All right. A lot of these men out here that have been serving the Lord and fearing the Lord, they're going to have spiritual power, man. And then a lot of these women are going to see that these certain men are protected during the most dangerous time that's ever going to be. OK, they're going to see that these certain men out here are going and living and prospering throughout this whole thing that's going on, man. And they're going to want to get with that man. This is where Isaiah 4:1 comes. All right. 7 women shall take hold of one man. OK, they're going to want to get with that man during these times of trouble. But the thing is, if a lot of you women don't repent and do what you're supposed to do, you will not be chosen, man. You're going to be left to be trodden down like the mire in the streets. OK, let's go into Isaiah 59:1. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1. And it says, behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue hath muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. And this is what, what a lot of our people do. And of course, at the end of the day, Esau does this a lot, man. Esau doesn't plead for the truth. And then you can tie this in for the women. They don't plead for the truth. They don't, call for justice. OK, whenever they see that they can get the children and make money and do whatever they're supposed to do, man, like you heard the apostles say, man, they let the man go ahead and rot. They leave him to rot, man, and leave him to just be dead in these streets, man. OK, they don't plead for justice. They don't call for justice. And of course, Esau doesn't do that either. None of them don't plead for the truth. OK, this place trusts in what? They trust in vanity. They speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity, man. This place is all about sin. OK, and our people definitely, they love sin, man. They love to go off. They love to claim that they believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Well, I ain't even going to say that. I can't even say the Lord's and his son's name, man. They claim to believe in God and Jesus. They claim to believe in the power that's out here, but they don't show it. They don't do anything to show it day in and day out, man. They just live according to the way that they feel like it's correct, because they feel like this Bible isn't true. But then you got our people out here. They believe in, the signs. Oh yeah, it's Scorpio season. It's Aquarius season, so forth and so on, man. They believe in that though. They believe in the newspapers they read. They believe in these apps that they download on their phones and they get their information from. They believe in these books that they get from the library and everything like that, right? You can believe in all these other things. You can believe in these holidays and the story that they give you behind these holidays or whatever. You can believe all of that. But for some reason, when it comes to these scriptures, nobody want to believe it, though. Now it's a controversy. OK, and this is why the Most High is going to bring justice. OK, he's going to bring justice, man. Let's jump down to verse 18. This is Isaiah 59:18. And it says, according to their deeds, accordingly, he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. Okay, So at the end of the day, when the enemy come in like a flood, like I said, when Jacob's trouble begins, and you see that the whole country of America and the whole world for that matter, the whole world is in a big ass police state. Everything got to go according to the way that they say go. And it's not going to be how it is now. No, things are going to be forced. Because you got to remember, Revelation 13 and 16 is going to come into play. So when that comes into play, that's when this whole world changes, man. And we're starting to see it change right now. So when these things come into play, okay, and then they get to the point where they literally tell you, if you don't do this thing, you're going to be put in prison. You can possibly die. Okay. This is when the enemy gonna come in like a flood, like it says in 2nd Ezra, okay? They shall be like madmen, sparing none, because they're gonna be eliminating a lot of people, man. A lot of people are gonna die, okay? And the thing is, but the Lord said he was gonna lift up a standard. What does that mean? Like I said earlier, a lot of these men out here who've been fearing the Lord, who've been serving the Lord within truth and sincerity, they're going to receive spiritual power, whether you believe it or not. Because you got a lot of people out there talking about, so you talking about it's going to be men out here that's going to be like Dragon Ball Z, going to be like Superman. And no, man, I don't believe that. We need to gear up and get our guns and our armor. No, man. That's what Esau got. That's his blessing. His blessing is a sword. What's a modern day sword? The gun. Okay. He the one that has all of the weapons. He has all of the power within that category. Okay. You cannot beat him within his blessing, man. This is Esau in his prime right now, as far as his technology goes. But Esau's about to be taken down, man. That's why the scriptures say he's going to turn his swords to pruning hooks, so forth and so on, man. The Lord is going to take down this system. Okay. And like I said, it's going to be a certain amount of men out here who's going to have the spiritual power. And Lord willing, I'm going to do a lesson off of that. I'm going to do a lesson on spiritual power, because spiritual power is real power. Okay. Just like now, man, when you try to do anything within this world, man, and it's illegal, they instantly can take you down, man. They got the police. Okay. They got the army. Anybody can roll up on you with all of these guns, all of these tanks, these cars, or whatever the case may be. They can roll up on you and you can't do anything about it, man. Unless you just want to die, unless you want to just get shot up. You can't do anything about it. They'll snatch you up, throw you to prison. It's a wrap, man. You can't break out. You're a human. You in this flesh. But there's going to become a time where these men is going to be different. These men are going to have that standard lifted up for them, man. The Most High is going to change their bodies. And yes, you're going to see people. You're going to see men out here flying. You're going to see men out here with their eyes glowing. You're going to see men out here running up buildings, like it says in the scriptures, like sparks. You're going to see men running like the Flash. You're going to see them. You're shooting out lasers. You're going to be seeing a lot of great things, man. Okay, and this is when this is when Esau is going to realize that he's about to lose horribly. And like I said, this is when Isaiah 4:1 is going to come into play. Let me just go ahead and bring that out, because like I said, Isaiah had a lot of heat that I wanted to get into. There's a lot of the scriptures came from this. This is Isaiah 4:1. And it says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now, why would these women be saying this? Because it's going to become a time where they're going to realize they are in trouble all the damn time and they can't get away from it. So they're going to see these men with these spiritual powers. They're going to see these men who keep getting out of situation. They finding food, they finding water, they finding shelter, and they realizing that the Lord is with them. They're going to try to get with these men. This is why we always say to they always be like, man, y'all always beat up on the women. Man, you got it. Hey, scriptures, man, the Bible got all kinds of scriptures that's specifically dedicated to women, man. So, hey, if it come out to them, this is how we got to be. We're not about to sugarcoat it. So at the end of the day, like I said, these certain men out here who's going to have these powers, these women are going to want to get with them, and they better be right, man. They better be in the right spirit, because if not, we're going to be like, nope. You can go ahead and survive on your own. They're going to realize how that feels. Okay. Let's get, like I said, stay in the same book, and let's go to, chapter 32, verse, 9. Isaiah 32:9, it says, rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the venture shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless, ye careless ones, Salakia. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. It's time for you to be humble, man. It's time for you to realize what's really going on in this world. Because if you don't realize what's going on in this world, best believe you're going to be trodden down like the mire in the streets. The Lord is not about to sugarcoat this thing, man. He's not about to what's the word I'm looking for? It's at the tip of my tongue. But the Lord is gonna make sure he gets everybody, man. He's gonna slay both old, young, men, women, children. Okay? He is not gonna discriminate. There you go. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. He's not gonna discriminate, man. If you're not right with the Most High within these days, he's gonna make sure you feel and receive your judgment, man. Okay? Let's jump to first Timothy 2 and 13. This first Timothy chapter 2, verse 13. It says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in a transgression. And that's exactly what's happening right now, again, all over. Okay? Back in that time of Adam and Eve, Esau came unto Eve, told her what it was or whatever, and then she started she started being like, oh, okay, yeah, let's live like this. And then she went and told Adam, and then next thing you know, everybody was going off. Okay? And the same thing is happening right now, man. Esau's laying out all of these rules, all of these different laws and everything like that. And Eve is listening to him again. Like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. And guess what? It's beating down the man once again. Once again. Once again. But like I said, this is where, it's because it's going to be a lot of women that be saved. Because there's going to be a lot of women that understands this and they're going to humble themselves. Verse 15, it says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety, meaning a clear mind, understanding what you're involved in. Okay. It says, if they continue in faith and charity. If you don't do this, if you continue to be wicked, you continue to be a part of this world, the Most High is going to judge you. Point blank, period. Let's get one more scripture and we're going to close it out. Let's get Matthew 19 and 28. And it says, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So this is coming for the elect. We're going to, the 144,000 are going to be reigning beside Yahushua. They're going to be the governing body of the kingdom. Okay. And it says, and everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Okay. So if you forsook everything that was holding you back from following this truth, if you put your whole heart within following Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they know what you sacrificed, man. They know that you probably lost family members. A lot of family members probably don't look at you the same. They don't want to talk to you. You probably lost a lot of friends. You probably lost opportunities as far as using your talent to make sure you were successful in this world, so forth and so on. The Most High knew what you had to lose in order for you to follow him, but he's going to give that back to you 100-fold. Okay. So if you had to lose your woman, hey, guess what? You're going to get back 100 more. If you had to lose your children, guess what? You're going to get back 100 more. And I'm only saying 100 more. You got to remember, this is the kingdom. This is an everlasting place. So you're going to have way more than that because we're always going to prosper. This is going to be a place where it's never going to be brought down. All right. So but the Most High understood like, okay, well, he did this or she did that for my name's sake. So I'm going to make sure they get all of these things back. Okay. So this is what you had to do. Then here's the point. Verse 30, it says, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So at the end of the day, these 13 banking families, they're going to be the first ones to go into slavery, man. Okay. And the ones that's on the bottom, us, we're going to come up on top, man. The roles are going to reverse. All right. So the ones, they over here, bringing up all these laws and these different rules and so forth and so on to make sure that our people stay corrupted. Hey, man, all of this is going to come back on them. It's going to come back on them. It's going to start with the 13 banking families. The reason why, and the reason being, It's because they the ones with the money. They're the ones with the power. They the ones that's building these underground bunkers. They the ones that's building the spaceship so they can try to get away and everything like that. But it's not going to happen because we just read it. We just read that a lot of men out here are going to have that standard lifted up. A lot of these men are going to become hunters, man. They're going to be flying into space. They're going to be digging underground and they're going to find where you are living at, man. They're going to get you and you're going to be rounding up first, man. And the first thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to be gathering up the bones of these dead bodies because of World War III. Then once you clean up all of that, that's when your torture starts, man. I mean, your torture already going to start even when that time comes, but your torture is really going to start around that time, man, okay? So at the end of the day, hey, it's time to wake up, man. It's time to realize what world we are a part of and get up out of it, man, all right? Because, at the end of the day, this place is about to be destroyed, and it's going to be a beautiful day. So I hope this was edifying. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aqua that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazah, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.